What's up, guys? Long time no see. Unlike most videos on this topic, I'm not actually going to be bashing Disney too much about this. So you've probably heard by now, the new Solo movie has Lando, I guess, in love with some robot. I mean, I don't know, I haven't seen the movie yet, but this is just what articles were saying. And there was that article talking about his sexuality and that he's actually sexually attracted to some robots. And people, I guess, are wondering if Lando is actually going to get freaky with this robot in the movie, which obviously he's not. I mean, it's a Disney movie. He's not going to get down with a robot in a Disney movie. But when I heard about the female robot that Lando is allegedly interested in, I mean, it honestly spiked my interest for reasons that I'll explain in this video. Now, I know what a lot of you people thought when you heard about Lando and his sexuality and him being in love with robots. You probably thought the decision to implement this into the movie went something like this. Hey, Mr. Johnson! Do you have any ideas on how to make Lando more interesting?
What did you call me?
Sorry, I meant Sir Johnson. Do you have any good ideas on how to make Lando more interesting?
I thought you'd never ask.
Well, it didn't happen that way, you bigots. What's wrong with you? No, I'm kidding. But this time, that's actually not what happened. Let me explain. So, in the Legends book, Fate of the Jedi Allies, Luke Skywalker and a bunch of other people need to navigate through extremely dangerous asteroid-infested space. Luke needed help because the asteroids and debris were so dangerous, so he called Lando and asked if he could use one of his ships, called the Rock Hound, and help Luke and the people that were with him navigate that space. Because it was a very unsafe space. Anyway, the Rockhound is a pretty interesting ship. One of the things that makes it interesting is that it's a uniquely designed prospecting ship. A lot of people didn't know this, but back in the day, Lando was a prospector. He would go out into space and look for planets and asteroids and valuable materials in the planets and asteroids, you know, precious metals and stuff. The Rockhound was a ship that was designed perfectly for prospecting. It had lots of these big arms and it can grab asteroids and debris for inspection. It was cool. But another thing that made the Rockhound so interesting is that it was crewed entirely by droids, which is unusual for the Star Wars universe, obviously except for the Separatist ships. Not only was it crewed by droids, but it was crewed by female droids with sultry voices, like this.
Photoreceptors on Lando's face.
Yes, you did. And then you countermanded that order with one directing us to our current destination.
Order, did you actually see him?
Oh, I rarely see the captain. I'm not one of his favorites.
BY2B swung.
So Lando gave these fembots, as he called them, these sultry female voices because he got lonely in space. And for reasons that probably would have been best kept to himself, these fembots having these sultry voices made prospecting more bearable, let's say, for him. So that's actually where this whole Lando being attracted to this robot came from. It's a reference to this event in Legends. People were complaining that it didn't fit his character to be like this, but I think it actually kind of does. To me, Lando was kind of like Quagmire from Family Guy, but in outer space. If you know Quagmire, you know that he is into some pretty weird stuff, and that's kind of how I saw Lando when I saw him in the movies and I was reading about him in the books. He's just this dude that is into some weird stuff. Another bit of backlash I've been hearing about is this social justice warrior droid that Lando is hanging out with. It's the same droid that we've been talking about this whole time. And how it's always blabbing about droid rights and how Disney is annoying for shoving this, I guess, political activism in our faces. I don't really get this complaint, why people are so pissed about this. But this is also in Legends. This has been a part of Star Wars for quite a while. So, on the planet of Tatooine, there was a 2-1B surgical droid who gave a bunch of speeches on droid rights. He would go on about how unfair restraining bolts were and how they should install restraining bolt sockets in humans so that it would be fair, and just a bunch of weird stuff. Anyway, it eventually turned out that he was paid off by some Sith to plant a bomb in C-3PO. They found the bomb, Leia dueled the Sith and killed him. That was really cool. Leia was a badass in Legends. I don't know why they would take that away. I know how everyone has been feeling lately about Disney and Star Wars. Like, I'm with ya. Last Jedi and The Force Awakens I thought were complete dumpster fires. But to be honest, when I first heard about these two things, the Lando is into this droid and this droid is like a social justice warrior complaining about droid rights, it actually kind of endeared me a little bit to the movie just because I read those books. And it's like one of those things that when you see or hear about it, you know someone making the movie at Disney read one of those Legends books and knows what Star Wars was like before Disney and how awesome the Legends universe was. Like, we've got some guy working over there and he's dropping these Easter eggs as kind of a salute to Legends. I don't know, I like it. I think it's a step in the right direction. Couldn't care less about Lando being pansexual or whatever, but these Legends references I think are pretty cool. Anyway, if you like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also hit that little bell so you get notifications when I come out with new content. And
Remember, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends,
The Force.
no, I'm kidding. I'll see you later, guys.